Coming out to the sit down with Louie Jay. We're going to get started right now. So, I'm ready to introduce Mr. City Boy himself. Give it up for Louie Jay, please. So everybody, welcome to a live interview with Blaze and Bars. It's another episode, so you can catch us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Blaze and Bars, spelled the correct way, like Clippers, Blaze. We want to just take this time to recognize one of our very own New Jersey artists, Louie Jay. So, you know, the purpose for you being here is to give you that spotlight, give you your flowers while you're here, you know, recognize you, put you on this is all about you. So we're going to talk about it.
You know I appreciate it, man. Y'all better make some noise for me, man. What y'all doing, man? Hey, sounds like post time.
It's your boy Fonz. Rap Nerd Leave in the building.
And once you already know, you got your man Louie Jay.
Hey, man, Louie Jay, I'm here.
So Louie, let's jump right into it, all right?
Right, let's get right.
So my first question I have for you is, who is Louie Jay?
First and foremost, I'm a father. I mean, a grown-ass man, a gang member, that Purple Gang, that Grape Street Gang, and I'm an artist. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
I'm a couple things. Business owner, the fat sex symbol. You know what I mean? I'm a lot of things.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. So, Louie Jay, where you from?
From Irvington, New Jersey, man. Irvington, New Jersey, Ellison Hopkins. You know, if you're from the area, like the inner city north, that's just kind of just general. Everybody know about EI, Ellison Hopkins, so from Irvington.
Okay. Now, a lot of your music is, to me, is personal.
Yeah.
So, is Ellis where the music come from?
I think it's a little bit just Essex County, not just Ellis. You know, Ellis is my stomping ground. That's where I grew up from. That's the people I love, you know what I mean? But for the most part, it's the city. It's the whole environment, the Essex County that it gives you, you know what I'm saying? So if anybody know anything about, you know, where you're from, East Orange, Irvington, Newark, it's like all the same for the most part. So, you know, my block really not no different than the next nigga block that's from the city. You know what I mean? So just keep it real.
I don't know about that, because I'm not walking down Ellis and Hopkins at 12 o'clock. I walk down Clinton Ave. I'm not walking down Ellis and Hopkins.
I mean, you know, at certain times, you know what I mean, when you used to be in East Orange, that 15th and Grove, niggas didn't want to walk down there neither back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Niggas didn't want to go down Dayton Street in the project, so I'm just saying, it's not like every single block, but, you know, we got our separations. It is what it is.
So basically by the barricade.
Right, that part.
Basically by the barricade.
Right.
So let's jump into Gold. You released that 2018.
October, yeah.
Yeah, October 2018. So you're coming up on a year.
Yeah, almost in a year. We're running
so,
up.
It's still fresh though, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's still fresh. You're putting out new music. So let's talk about what inspired that actual project.
So for those that don't know and not really familiar with me, I dropped a project called Gang Tapes. I dropped 2 projects in 2018, one in May, one in October. So Gang Tapes was more so my, I was finishing up with the gang shit, with the, you know what I mean? The G's and the C's and, you know, that being the main part of my life, just growing in development. I just wanted to give you guys with Gang Tape, you know, how I grew up, the people I grew up with, and just getting real detail with the fans so they know me on a different level. Now, when I made the transition to Goals is more like telling you my story, but just in a different way. What we doing today, how we moving, what we doing moving forward, buying homes, dealing with different women and dealing with different businesses and just my lifestyle as is now.
Yeah, very grown man.
I appreciate that.
Very grown man project.
Yeah, I appreciate that, real talk.
What would be your favorite song off that project?
On Goals, damn, that's a good question. I love that project.
Look. I got a rap question on you.
As you should.
God damn. That's a real you got me stomped with that.
Alright, so I'm gonna go.
Let's come back to that, yo, because I got a couple.
Let me tell you.
It's like 3 or 4 of my
Goals,
favorite tracks.
The song Goals is my favorite.
Goals, everybody like the intro Goals.
Property and Black Entrepreneur Enterprise.
Black Enterprise, that's dope.
Those two some grown man conversations.
Those joints was dope. That was me and Drop Top Harvey over there. Shout out to Drop Top, show him some love, give him his flowers while you're here.
Yes, sir.
I had the concept of that John. You know what I mean? I showed him. He was there when I was recording. Like my recording process is a little different. So when I record, I like to be by myself. But 90% of the time, Drop Top Harvey gonna be there. He inspire ideas. He also do videography, but he also used to make beats back in the day. So he was like my first producer, my first everything. He was the guy that was like, you ass when I was, you know what I mean, just starting off. He was
honest, bro.
Yeah, he was that guy. So moving forward, as we both grown and grow, he grew with me. And so it was only right that, his personal life grown, he owned things and I own things. Why not put him on Black Enterprise? You put him on Black Enterprise.
So, like, in speaking with goals, right?
Yeah.
I had a question. Why did you feel the need to put like spoken word elements into it, like for the intro and like later on down the album, like it was more spoken word things, like just people just like actual talking.
I feel like a lot of artists, you don't really know the core of them because you don't really get a chance to really speak to them.
Right.
And I feel like if I put it on audio, you know exactly who I am. My thoughts would evoke the emotion when you heard the actual song, and what inspired the project was the conversations.
Right.
So I felt like it was only necessary.
It felt like real like thematic, like from the opening, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it drew you in, so I want to know what was the process behind that.
And then I'm big on like people. When I say people like, yeah, you big on people, know how I love people, and I feel like I owe the people because I took so much as a youth.
Right.
I mean, from the people in my area and my environments, I feel like it's only right that I give back. And with that conversation, I feel like if I give out information to help develop the next person, help them grow, then why not?
I respect it.
Yeah.
Speaking on goals and transition, coming from that life, how hard was it to transition?
Back in 2005, I heard something Lil Wayne said. He's like, coming out of the game like coming out of a coma.
I'm
You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying. So that right there,
You beat him happy, look.
yeah, that was, and Wayne not one of my favorite rappers, but he still inspired me somewhat. When I heard that thing was different for me, man. I felt that thing. Not in 2005, obviously, I was thick in it.
Right.
But when 2015 and 16 coming in, you got kids and, you own houses and you don't got a 9 to 5. You got to figure it out, you know what I mean?
Right.
Which in every way you can, it made me feel like it was just so much harder. You get what I'm saying? And developing, and me growing from that, seeing where I was at one point, I'm just happy to be where I'm at now. You know what I mean?
I always say that all the time. I'm just happy to be here. It is. So also with goals, how personal do you take it? Because like I said, coming from the street life and transitioning, I know a lot of times you might get a phone call where back in the day jumping up, when now you gotta sit back like, nah, I can't do that anymore.
You know what it is, man? I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was talking to my peoples the other day in the crib. You know what I mean? You gotta really discipline yourself, your mind, and you gotta understand. You gotta be able to put your goals and the things you want first, and your family first. So when I get calls, I gotta analyze it. What is it really about? And then if I'm the money man, what you need me for? You get what I'm saying? There's other people around. Holler at them first. I mean, no matter the position I got, the conversation gotta be different with me. You know what I mean? I'm not falling for everything. And then, you know what I mean? Every homie ain't your homie. That's one thing you learn, you know what I mean, quick in the game. No matter what it is, if it's gang banging, if you're a regular street dude, or whatever it is, you gotta understand that you gotta, separation breeds something different. Sometimes it's gonna be good for some people, some is not. But in between that, you gotta sit and think your way out of situations. So when niggas call you and have a conversation with you, and it's about some bullshit, it's your responsibility to be honest with them. And if you're not honest with them up front, then you wasting your time. I can't go with you in that car. You know what I'm saying? I can't go 5 deep. I can't just walk around with a gun for no reason. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't really doing nothing that's really constructive and just development with growth, so on and so forth, I don't fuck with it.
I can respect that.
So, 33 and a third, you speak about that.
Like, and a lot of people don't know what that is.
So, break it down, 33 and a third.
So the 33 and the third in life, you need somebody that you can help. Your little brother, I mean, your cousin, a person on the street that may need something. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the 33. Then the second person is your air light, the person that may think like you, got some ambitions as you, some of the same ambitions, maybe not the same goals and dreams as you, but he's on his P's and Q's, he's doing the right thing, or at least trying to do the right thing. And then the third one is a mentor. You need that guy that's gonna tell you, nah, I know you wanna do this, but do it this way, because I did it this way and it didn't work. So without those things, you're not gonna be able to win. You get what I'm saying? You need all three in life. And a lot of us as black males missing the last one. And we don't understand even how to treat our peers, because we come from a place you can't trust nobody. You know what I mean? So, but you gotta try to find that one or two guys that can think like you. And then the guys you can help. You see, I got artists over there in the back on the side, my young boys, the young dudes, Renegade. I'm trying to, you know what I mean, do some things different for him, some things he never seen before. Not just on the financial one, just his career goals. And it's more than just us making music, but it's about the business behind it. You know what I mean? Understanding the business, and that I'm not gonna take advantage of you. I'm gonna make sure you get your just due. You know what I mean? So the 33 and the third is just about growing. It's about developing. If you don't got these three sectors in your life, then you're not gonna grow. It's gonna be hard for you to do if you do. But people don't understand. People like, yeah, mentor. Where would I get a mentor from? A mentor don't necessarily have to be a person. It could be a book. You know what I mean? You're only worth your thoughts. So the things you think about in life.
So BU, stand firm, and what's the last one?
You said BU stand firm? No, it's not BU stand firm. It's about me helping him, some guy that's a smaller guy, a little guy. It's a guy that's not gonna say not you per se, but I'm saying the people. I can tell. Look at his face. He got the Napoleon complex. But I'm saying it's about helping somebody that's, you know what I mean, that need that actual help. And they don't always have to be financially. Just, you know, gift them words. And then secondly is the guy that thinks like you, that's on the same path as you, and you and him trading notes. You know what I'm saying? So, because that's your brother, so that's where you want to trade notes back and forth. And then the mentor is the last one.
So, real quick, adversity. You speak about adversity right now, and you've overcome a lot of adversity to get to this point. Talk about that a little bit.
Let me tell you a story, a quick story. My cousin, his name G-Check, Lil G-Check, he back there. Hey, Check, look.
What's happening?
Let me tell you, I know it's a little vulgar, but it's a true story, all right? So, I just learned how to, I'm taking it to the drug game. I just learned how to cut coke, right? I literally just learned, right? So I got me a little apartment. I'm young, I'm like 18 or 19. You feel me? And he a year younger than me. I'm like, come on, cuz, we about to trade a block out. You know what I'm saying? Well, we thought we was going to dime the block out. You get what I'm saying? So he bring the work up. I fucked it up. You know what I mean? So, but if you really on the street, you know you can't really fuck the work up. You know what I mean? It's all oil based. So what I had to do is I just hit him with the extra baking soda, brought it back a little bit, and then we trade the block. So when I say adversity, when things like that happen, you think you at your lowest point. You spun all your money. Every single dime we had, we spun into it. Everything. The last like 80 to 100 grand. It was everything that we had, but we figured it out. So it's about overcoming adversities. I know some may think it's that small, but you down to your last dollars.
Right.
You never know.
Oh, nah. You definitely got to make those 12
Right.
rounds work.
Right.
Yeah.
Speak for six.
You lost 30 bricks though.
Oh man.
You lost 30 bricks.
No, that was
You lost 30 bricks, bro?
30 bricks, bro.
What?
You're right.
I don't even sell drugs, but I know that's a lot. That's a lot.
You listen to the music very well. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna let you know. Or I'm not gonna have a conversation with you guys like I haven't been in a vulnerable position. It hasn't been all wins. You're gonna deal with things in the streets. So, you know, it was a guy I trusted, been dealing with him 5-6 months. He popping 60 bricks a week, you know what I'm saying? He coming crazy. I appreciate the nigga, you feel me? Okay. He pull up, I'm in a vulnerable position, no weapon on me. You know what I mean? I'm glued down, I'm super fly, I got some bullshit on. I'm coming out with the bag with the bricks all on me. I jump in the whip, he trying to kidnap me. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to kidnap me, take me out the car. Had to fight my way through it. But I left everything that was on me just to get out of the situation.
As you should.
He wound up pulling off where we was at, but I didn't get killed. I made it out the situation.
I think your life is more important than the 30.
Right, so we say 30 bricks, yeah. It was a fucking, it was hurt. I almost cried that night. When the house, I just had a new chick, bad little thing. I had to tell her I don't got no money. Shit crazy. You feel me? And you know what I mean? We gotta take losses as they come, and then, you know, we gonna handle whatever the situation is. We just make sure we do what we do.
So, was Goals the intended title the whole time? Or was that something that came up during the recording process?
I guess it was more so the recording process. I always be, my music, for the most part, be inspirational. And I try to tell true stories, like he just, you know what I mean, one of the joints, this nigga crazy.
It's crazy, I'm stuck on that.
I try to tell true stories, you know what I mean, throughout the course of the music, you know what I mean? And when you hear some of the music, you gonna hear that I took losses, and then you know what I mean, I came back from the losses, and I developed, and I grew, and I moved forward, you know what I mean, from the loss. So I felt like this project was only right that I named it Goals. You get what I'm saying? So
It's just, by listening to it, I could tell at each point what was different, like what goal you were trying to tell people to reach or attain, you know what I mean?
Right. See, I feel like discipline plays a lot in life. So how you treat your woman, you gotta understand you can't treat her the same way you treat a man. You know what I mean? But it's hard to decipher too from conversation when you're coming from a certain place. And most of us as black men, we broken. You get what I'm saying? So it's about not bringing that same broken mentality to your relationship, to your friendships, to your job, to life in general. You get what I'm saying? So I felt like with Goals, if I don't give them all aspects of how I was feeling from beginning to end, then I felt the people when they listen to the music.
Right. So, do you feel like this particular project was your most personal to date, or do you feel like you want to go like another layer on your next project?
I think it was this and Goals. I mean, I think it was Goals and Gang Tapes. So Gang Tapes, I know we going, that's a whole nother thing. We didn't come to talk about that. I took Gang Tapes down off iTunes. Everybody called me like,
Yeah, I noticed that.
Why you take Gang Tapes off iTunes? It was business issues, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why I had to take it down. I had in this last joint, you see I had the feature with Mano.
I'm about to talk about
I had
that.
the joint with Sue Surf, right? So if the business is not right, you gotta take those things down right away, or get sued, or if they sending you certain things, you just gotta take it down. I'd rather not, you know what I mean, deal with the headache. You get what I'm saying? So my fault. Going back to Gang Tapes, it was so personal. You know, I put real things that actually happened, like events, on it as well. But Goals was, I guess, my more intense. So it's more intense, and it was my first project where you ain't really just look at me as a gang member. You looked at me as a human being, and I wanted to decipher the two. You get what I'm saying?
Totally.
And then from Gang Tapes, I started from the time I was, if you listen to it, it's like a monologue. It's from the time I was 13 to the time I was maybe 25 years old, 26 years old. So I gave you that in the music. And Goals, I started at like the time I'm 28, 29, to the age I am now. I mean, so.
Essentially, they're both. Well, essentially, like Gang Tapes is the companion piece to Goals.
Right.
Vice versa. Okay.
Right, yeah, right. It's about the development and the growth of the two projects. So when, like you just said, if you listen to both projects, you'll see the growth.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I just want the companionship with them. They both fit, even though the sounds are totally different.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Sonically, it's gonna sound different. You get what I'm saying? They don't fit together if you put them. But if you hear my bodies of work and you compare it to me, then you understand it.
Absolutely.
First of all, you know what I mean, with you switching from this to now, I personally want to say I appreciate it and thank you.
I appreciate
Because I
it.
know your music, honestly, you know, in the world you come from, it didn't just save you. Certain situations, it probably saved a whole lot of other lives also.
Right.
So you sitting here now, and you putting out this music, and you got a different mindset. I want to say thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I appreciate that.
I remember when I first came out as J.O. Scheme, I wasn't sure how the people was gonna accept me. But I was so young, I came out long dreads. Every video, it's like 60 to 150 people in it. You know what I mean? And it's taken away from the artistry more so than the game. But I was thinking that we are from artistry more so than the gang. So the gang is out front, but the artistry different. You get what I'm saying? So now, when I take away those elements, and you don't see as much, I guess, gang members around me, much people just generally, it's easier to focus on me. And then I was catching charges in and out, so on and so forth. Hey, yo, hold it down back there for me. Yo, you kind of loud. Hold me down. Yo, hold me down.
So he a bully too?
No, y'all know bully. That's my cousin. His voice Joe. This nigga voice be. This nigga carry. Hey, keep it real. This nigga voice is crazy, bro. Nah, this nigga's different.
I believe you, bro.
Nah, hell no. That nigga on some different shit. That nigga get mad. He'll fuck the whole table up. He's shaking the table and shit.
Yo, no, chill.
Right. Well, go ahead.
So, let's talk about Straight to the A. Is that
It started from A.
It started from the A with Mano.
That Mano track was more so brought by my manager. He had a family issue. He couldn't be there tonight. Him and Mano got more so of a relationship. You know what I mean? I met Mano a couple different times. He sang Down to Earth. He came to the studio. We did the track. He was impressed by my work ethic, so I did another joint for his project as well. I appreciate him, everything he could do, but you know, labels is labels and people gonna be people. Some things is out of his control. You get what I'm saying?
You know,
So a lot of people was just hitting me up expecting a video, like, yo, where the video at, no? A lot of, yo, take this video down. This nigga snitch. That's on what's the name?
Jesus Christ.
Whoever controlling that.
It's automatically going.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No, yeah.
It's in the back.
I didn't know. I just seen it. I'm like, oh, get him out of here. Yeah.
Let's take it all down.
Right.
Let's take it all down. It's down. Don't worry.
No, I'm saying, but I'm just saying, I did a record with this nigga. I didn't know he was a rat. You know what I'm saying? So take him down. I'm all take me off that. Yeah, I'm gonna take it off the internet. I didn't even know that was still up.
Right, take it down. It's a rat.
Yeah. So, like I was saying,
Wait, you stop what you were saying to really point that out.
no, I just peeped it because it was in my eye. I was like, oh, I gotta get my face off that.
Alright, yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? But just moving forward,
We're talking about
Mano did what he could. But when we was in the studio actually creating the track, you know, I did the hook. I'm not sure what his hook game was at or whatever it was, but I just wanted to show him, impress him, let him know, you know, he a legend.
Right,
He
yeah.
figured the guy went platinum, double platinum. You feel me? So I just wanted to show him that I was, you know what I mean, I could do the same things that he could do. And he respected it, and it built a little small relationship. As far as me knowing him personally, I don't do that. I don't know him personally, so, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Shout out to your man.
Shout out.
So, even after that project was done, you know, you don't know him personally. Did it hit you later? Like, damn, I just did a joint with Mano though.
You know what it was, man? The thing with me is I'm appreciative if I do a track with Joe Smo.
Mm-hmm.
If I take money from anybody, you know what I mean?
I agree.
I appreciate it, you know what I mean? My man back there, I ain't never charged him for a feature. He ain't have nothing going on at the time. It's my nigga. I like this music, I did it. You know what I mean? He know I be hitting niggas 600, 700 for a feature. I showed him love just off the fact, you know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real, off the fact of, you know what I mean, what I did for the nigga. Oh, I like me fucking with his music, and that's how I be.
So we got a compilation album coming out, so that means we ain't gonna charge.
Man, you know I ain't charging you.
Alright,
Good.
just making sure. I'm cheap, bro.
Yeah, shit, nah, I don't want to bring some Remy and we good.
Say less. Say that, bro.
Coming soon though, for real.
Right. I got you. Whatever you need from me, I'm here for you.
I just be an extra bodyguard.
He fully. He can be a
I
bodyguard.
got some homies over there. They hold you down.
So what's next for you in the future? What can we expect from Louie Jay?
On what aspect? The business aspect or the music aspect?
Housing,
Everything.
You got businesses, you got music. I mean, you run a label.
Yeah, so far, you know, me and my cousin sitting down right now. We trying to do the Sprinter shit. We got a situation going on. Yeah, I know I just opened the barbershop, 1609 Maple Avenue. Make sure y'all go get y'all cuts. Hillside, New Jersey. Go there and support me ASAP.
Say his name,
You feel
get a
me?
discount.
Oh, yeah.
I'm lying.
He definitely lying. Cuts starting at 30. You know what I mean? You know I got, you know, houses. That's normal. I got, you know what I mean? That's what I do. Outside the studio, you know, I'm just building the studio. We still building PBM Sounds, Phantom Boy Sounds. That's in Clifton. So if y'all need some studio time, that's where we at with it. Outside of that, on the music, I just hit Frank White today. Y'all played it. He introduced me with it. I got Bag Up joint that'll be out in 2 weeks. I'm gonna let him like bang it out and really drop it. You know what I mean? Coming up, and I got the new artist Renegade I'm working with, and another one. I ain't gonna mention his name yet from down south. Something crazy coming. You know what I'm saying? With the young dudes. But it's about me developing. I'm about to do a national campaign with it. Outside of me doing a national campaign with it. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to big up the younger artists, bring them up and let them do their thing. You know what I mean? Let them explore their dreams. He young, like 18, 19.
Shout out to you, Renegade.
Yeah, Renegade. So, you know what I mean? He gonna be the next up. We gonna run with him at the same time that I'm running. You know what I mean? Let him see, let him catch, put him in the right markets, but he gotta work. You know what I mean? He gotta put his own work, and I can't do it for him. But I'm gonna put the financial back behind him. So we gonna see how it go.
Oh, me? Oh, okay.
You know, I know you got something.
I do. Do you plan on doing more like acting again? Like,
Oh, because you seen the joints out. Damn, you went back. If y'all don't know, hey, check. What was the name of the joint I had produced? The whole 3 series joint. Cost of Ambition. I did the Cost of Ambition about 2 years ago, and it was Gang Attraction. This was before y'all seen the Money and Violence, before all that, and it was doing its numbers, right? And you know us being in the streets. Oh yeah, I had DK. They wasn't even lit yet. None of that was right on a God. So we had situations with that. I guess he lit now. I guess I couldn't put my all into it, but I'm gonna start writing some more scripts. You know, I should take a long time. Just for me to write 5 or 6 episodes took me like a month and a half, 2 months to write 5 or 6 episodes. So just imagine, you know what I mean, what y'all got from it. I hope you guys liked it. If you do a little bit of research on it, it'll probably pop back up. But I took a lot of the videos down. So there's maybe 2 or 3 of them left. But for the most part, you know what I mean, I'm gonna do a little bit more acting. I got something coming up.
Cool. I wanted to make sure I recognize my man that I got like the mutual guy.
Who?
Payday.
Oh, that's my brother.
So
Foster home nigga.
Yeah, let me give you a quick.
Yeah, it's different.
But you know, when we first started, I met him in the studio.
That nigga check going crazy.
So he said, yo, you know, once you get everything up and running, when I finish my project,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do an interview with you. And this time we won't have nobody to do no interview.
Yeah.
So he said, I'm gonna do everything I can to help you. I'm gonna do everything I can to help get you where you need to be.
Yeah.
And sure enough, son stood on that.
Yeah, that's
And he kept his word. He hit me. He said, yo, I never forget. I said, yo, I want to interview with Arsenal. He said, yo, listen, Arsenal gonna be at Angels. Pull up with me.
Yeah.
I said, all right. He introduced me to him. Next, you know, we got an interview through this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
man of his word.
Yo, listen.
Yo.
That's a good guy. I want to make sure that I want to make sure, P. I told you I was gonna do it. I want to make sure I give you recognition, bro. So I appreciate you.
So my brother Payday, a lot of people don't know, when I was 11 years old, 12 years old, I had to go into foster care. About the time I turned about 12, his mother took care of me, 11 and 12, and I really didn't know how to read at all. I was coming out of juvenile hall, I was having mad different issues, and his mother helped me out with that, put me in schools, helped me with everything, and I was staying with a white family in Bayonne. But she was more responsible just for my intellectual growth, putting them books in front of me, making me go to school, stop going, getting locked up, going to juvenile hall, so on and so forth. So she just helped me develop. And in that process, you know, I'm living there. I'm basically living there, and we just grew together. So, you know, that's my brother. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Pay, bro.
Shout out to Pay.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, he living down in Orlando now. He getting that money.
Yeah, I tried to get him to come up. I hit him and said, yo, please come up. He said, nah.
He getting money.
Yeah, he having a good time down there. Right. Checking him out. I hit him. So he said he couldn't make this trip, but right. Next time.
Yeah, I was talking to him this morning. Like, you know, Ars wanted to be here as well. Like, I know a lot of people, some of people out there, they're going to know. They're going to be like, damn, like, why is he sitting up here? Who is he? What he done? Like, you know what I mean? My resume is expensive.
Tell him.
You know what I mean? So if you don't know, I came out 2007, 2008 on my own. Then I started bringing Arsenal around maybe 2 years or 3 years before that. And we brought him home Crit, you know what I'm saying? But that he been my brother for a couple years. I met him through my family, T-Rob and Chuck. You know what I mean? Maybe 2004, 2003. A couple years after that, you know, we started bringing him around more. He part of the hood. He solidified. And then as we moving forward, you know what I mean, things started to grow. He started doing the music further, but I was the first guy with a video. He didn't have a music video yet. He had some battle rap video. So I introduced him to the guy that could do some. No, I ain't gonna.
No, we ain't gonna go in that detail. Nah, we ain't.
I was telling some of it. So me and my cousin Check, and he gonna be in a lot of stories. You know what I mean? We shot our own video. We got a like a little camcorder. We didn't even know how to cut the shit up. Remember, Check? So we put out the videos. YouTube just came out. Right, and we just put it out section by section. And it was one video, but 3 different videos at once. You know what I mean? So me developing from that, helping Ars get his first video. We did our first concert. I did my first concert that I threw and sponsored myself financially, maybe 2009. So it was a younger guy that was trying to come up in the battle world, and I knew niggas like Loaded Lux, Goods, and all them. Nobody didn't really know him but me and Ars. So they came to the event, supported the event. I let him do a freestyle on the platform. Was his biggest freestyle to date, and his name is Sue Surf. So, you know what I mean? That was one of the guys that I helped, what's the name of this? And then, you know, y'all know Shotgun Suge. He didn't really know so many people neither, and I bridged that gap. That's what I do, though. That's how because that's what you do outside on the streets. When you want to develop and get money, you bridge the gaps. You put all the bullshit to the side, and you try to bridge the gaps as much as possible.
I wanted to make sure you said that, so I made sure I brought this up. So you can get that across, because you are responsible for a lot of people.
A lot of artists.
And, you know, humbly though.
No, humbly. I'm not responsible for nobody's career.
Right.
I ain't about to tell you that at all.
I'm talking about with that gap though, bridging that gap.
Nah, facts.
Look, so I want to make sure that, you know, you get your just due and your recognition for that. So I appreciate
that, bro.
100%.
Thank you, man.
100%.
Real talk.
So, I mean, yeah, I appreciate that too. Connecting dots, smiling and shaking hands, that mean a lot, because we got crazy music from Arsenal, battles, we got crazy battles from Surf, Shotgun, so, you know what I mean? We appreciate that. You know
Right.
We definitely appreciate that.
That's real shit, man. It's fun being here doing what I'm doing, you know what I mean? Developing and growing, and my music growing with it. I'm just happy that the people that came and supported me and always been supporting me these last maybe 7 years, 8 years, it's been crazy. But the past 4 years has been my best. You know what I'm saying?
So, getting back to the music, when you putting out the projects, you know what I mean, how do you decide what goes on?
You know, it usually be not just me, it be a group standpoint. So before I pick it in music, I usually have drop top in the studio. We've been recorded some joints already. I usually have my management in the studio, and usually my engineers. It's usually us four. We'll run through like 30 to 40 tracks. We'll pick the best 10 to 12, and then I add the skits on after we pick. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But usually when I record for a project, I record with purpose. You know what I mean? I do it with direction. So everything I do, it has to be purpose driven and with direction. You get what I'm saying? So from the first time I step in the studio, I don't do things for no reason if it ain't a freestyle. If it's a freestyle, you know what I mean? That's just for the people to hear me. Outside of that, I mean, I actually move with a purpose.
So listen, I want to take this opportunity. Hey, what you doing, girl? You good? For anybody that want to ask this gentleman a question, so we got some Q&A part.
Rob, you want to ask me some questions?
So we keep it. I'm gonna take 3 or 4 questions, and that's about it. So if anybody want to ask this gentleman a question, you got the.
Yeah, come on.
All right, we got somebody back here. Come on up. Grabbing the mic. Pause, my bad.
What's up, everybody? I'm Renegade. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, like, what do you see in the youth that give you so much passion to help? Like,
I think that I was once a youth, obviously, once young. I feel like without us giving opportunity, we worthless. So it's our responsibility to give out the opportunity. We're not here just for ourselves. We're here to help the man next to us, under us, that's coming up. And if we can help him comb through some leaves and some forest trees, why not? I'm here to give out the opportunity.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Except for the cousin in the back, because he got too many stories. You ain't giving him you ain't getting the mic. I promise you that. Like, come on, nah, you ain't getting no mic, buddy. I'm telling you right now.
Nah,
Yeah,
Chuck
not
can't
you.
ask no questions neither, man.
Okay. You want the mic too? Okay, you next. I got you. Soon after he go, then you go. Scooty.
What's up, man? What's up?
Well, as an artist, you usually do it like you start doing it because it's fun, right? So now you're situated. What's the end goal for it?
That's a good question. That's a great question. You know, my end goal on a music tip is to put out more projects with substance and to add more young artists to help them, you know what I mean, achieve their goals. And just to keep it real with you, just to make more money. Just, you know, I can't fake and funk it, you know what I mean? I just want to make a couple more dollars, you know what I mean? So the end game is to try to develop, you know what I mean, the talent that's around me and see how I can make money off them, but how they can make money for themselves, for the most part.
100%.
So that's my end game.
I'm all about making $1. Come on, sweetheart. Your turn. You got a question? I got. Go ahead. You got it.
Hi, my question was, what do you think is most important when building your foundation, and are you artists that thinks that quality over quantity is more important, or quantity over quality is more important?
That's a good question. I think they both equally important, but I think you build your foundation with what you started with. A lot of artists don't understand that before you ever just come out as an artist, you gotta throw little ping shots out to see what the people gonna gravitate to. So when you figure what they gravitate to, you run with that. You gotta stick with that and see how you can develop that. So I would prefer quality over quantity, but I feel they're equally as important.
Got it. Okay, sir.
Any other questions?
What inspired you? Am I going? All right. What inspired you to get into the music?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was one day, you know what I mean, I was in the house with my cousin. I had just lost my little job I had 2004 or 5, and I was like really stressing down. I ain't really try to rap till I was an adult, like 20 years old, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. How the fuck I'm gonna make money? Right. And my cousin was like, yo, my cousin Hop, he like, why don't you just sit there and try to write, because he was trying to do a little rap thing too. He was like, why don't you try to write some stresses out on the paper and just, you know, spit them and you might like how it go. So then I did that, and I went to his job. He was working at Rutgers, you know what I mean? And then I spit it to him and Harvey. He was like, that shit trash. You know what I'm saying? So it was the competitiveness that drove me to keep going, I feel like.
That's a fact.
Yeah, word up.
You got a question? Go ahead.
Was it a Thomas show? Nah.
Turn me up, Mike.
I just want to know, you shout all real niggas out, you shout me out, come on.
All right, cool.
Nah, I ain't really got no question, you feel me? This my big bro, I just want to say something that a lot of niggas don't know. You feel me? This my big brother, this my blood, you feel me?
Right.
Also my big brother in the game and shit, you feel me? But this nigga Louie, he taught me a lot, man. I came up under this nigga like I was a baby, you feel me? But one thing that this nigga told me that stuck with me forever since I was a young boy, a nigga said, yo, nobody will never respect you as, like, they gotta respect you as a man first. Fuck the gang shit, fuck everything else, you feel me?
Right.
Like, they gotta respect you as a man first. I started moving like that, shit was hella different, you feel me? And I always love bro for that shit. That's my God, that's my brother. Love him, bro. I'm proud of you, for real,
I
for real.
appreciate you. Thank you, man. That part.
Look.
Alright.
Appreciate you.
Yo.
I appreciate you.
Yo.
What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
How you doing, man? What's going
Okay,
on, man? My question is, what advice do you have for young aspiring artists like myself that wanted to be an entrepreneur and build it from the ground up with not much of a foundation or a team to really do it around?
No, I really feel like it all gonna start with your purpose. You gotta sit down and map it out. A lot of people don't want to draw, sit down and take the time to figure out what you really want, put it on paper, and find out what's the goal to get there. My whole thing was, for like years and years, all the way from the time I started rapping, from 2000 maybe 8 or something to 2000 maybe 14 or 15, I didn't understand that the only thing that was gonna save me and help me do what I need to do was my finances, and I had to take risks that other men wasn't gonna be willing to take in this game. So if you're able to take big risks, understand what your purpose is,
Right.
and where you need to put your first foot forward, then I feel like you put your energy in that, and it's going to take you wherever you need to be. I honestly feel like that. I feel like not only, you know what I mean, well, we can say what we want to say, but I'm going to keep it real. Coming from a place of desperation, me selling drugs helped me out so much, and the financial end, it didn't help me out personally as a person, but it helped me out in the financial end. I'm not never telling you to sell drugs or doing anything of that, because the internet, here's the internet age, there's so many legal things you can do. You know, bro got his shirt shit going, that shit is amazing. Cuzzo got the NBA things going. So anything that you can actually do for yourself to develop your actual craft without taking as much time. Like job, I feel like a job is never really the way when you on this path right here, because it's gonna stall you from doing the things that you really need to do. So my whole thing is like, you really need to dedicate 100% of your time into your craft and less bullshit. Don't put no money in no women, don't put no money in no apartment, bum it out, dug it out. Stop going to parties and then develop from there. And then everything around you, you gotta use your resources. Like my whole thought pattern when I talk to my family, my peoples, the homeboys, I say, yo, if you can't be used, you useless. So you heard my cousin come over here and tell you I'm his big homie, but I never tell you that. You get what I'm saying? So it's all about my mindset, how I develop myself and I develop the people around me. You know, was still sharp and still. So it's the same way I deal with myself. You gotta take them nights. Because that's a good question you just asked me. That's why I'm giving you so much right now. You know, you gotta take them nights when you by yourself, because you need them. And you gotta develop your brain and understand what you need to really be doing, and then figure out how you wanna invest your finances. Because credit, you know what I mean, is king. We used to think cash was king. Credit is king. This shit is 80% business and 20% music. So what we gonna get our business right is getting our credit together. Like a lot of people don't know this. I'm gonna explain this to you. A lot of people don't know how to develop a business, right? It takes 4 things to develop a business, right? The first thing is expertise. The second thing is credit. The third thing is cash flow. And the fourth is process. So if you don't know the process, if you don't got no cash flow, if you don't got no credit, and there's nobody expert in your field, then you're gonna lose.
100% of the time.
Facts. Dropping jewels on.
Dropping jewels. Hey.
Dropping a bomb right.
So listen.
Yo, you should write a book.
Yeah, it's a fact.
You should write a book.
So I wanna, on that note, I wanna thank everybody for coming out. Hopefully you had a good time tonight. You got a chance to listen to some good music. Shout out to Frank White. You know what I'm saying? #1 DJ. Shout out to Louie Jay. Shout out to each and every one of y'all. And I want to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Blazing Bars. You got your boy AJ here.
It's your boy Fonz.
Grab Nerd League.
Take us out.
It's Louie Jay, man. We appreciate y'all here that came out. I swear to God, so much gratitude. No drinks are on me, but I appreciate you guys.
That's a fact.